Hello guys, Gaara here and welcome to a new video. Today Blizzard has announced the patch notes for the upcoming patch in 2 days from now, the 15th of October. So without further ado, let's go over the patch notes together. Seems to be a pretty exciting patch so far. So on October 15, we'll be releasing the 18.4.2 patch that includes numerous Battlegrounds balance updates. You can check out the full details on the patch below. So let's do this. So first of all, Ragnaros seems to be getting nerfed. Die Insect, which is his hero power, old after you killed 20 minions, get Sulphurous. Now it is up to 25 kills to get Sulphurous. A very much needed nerf. Ragnaros was by far the best hero in the game, so now this is much slower to complete. So you will now complete the hero power by around 8 mana, 9 mana, which is definitely like around 1 turn slower on average, which is very good and needed to make it more balanced. But on top of it, they also nerf the the effect of the Sulphurous all the way down to +3/+3 buff from down from +4/+4. So double nerf. It's now slower to complete it. It's easier to play around the completion. People already started playing around Ragnaros by not feeding him too many minions, especially the higher ranks, which is very good. But now you can play against him, around him even better, because he requires even more kills, and the hero power is not as oppressive as it used to be. So I still expect this to be a very good hero after the nerfs, but way less oppressive than he is right now. So very good nerfs. The next one is a little Maiev Shadowsong nerf. The old in prison is make a minion in Bob's Tavern dormant. After 2 turns get it with +1/+1, and new it's basically only +1 attack and no HP. I like this too. I think Maiev is also like one of the strongest heroes in the game. After the Ragnaros nerf, I expect Lich King and Maiev to come back in dominance and performance. So nerfing this ahead of time is pretty good, especially with something else that is happening further down. They're moving Selfless Hero from the 1-cost pool to the 2-cost pool, and that makes the 1-cost pool smaller, and that is like a hidden huge buff to Maiev. So nerfing Maiev ahead of time is very important, I think, because we have already seen it before this current patch. When they changed the 1-cost mech to the new mech, the reborn mech, the new reborn mech had caused some server problems, and they caused the servers to lag, so they disabled the mech for a while, but they still had already rotated out the previous 1-cost mech, so the 1-cost pool was smaller by 1 piece. During that time, I don't know if you remember, Maiev was a very oppressive hero, because you could collect significantly more triples on average by playing Maiev, just because the pool size of 1-cost units was smaller. It's a big deal, and now with moving Selfless Hero to 2-cost, Maiev will be stronger, be more consistent at getting triples. So nerfing Maiev is very good if they don't plan to add another 1-cost piece to the pool. Chen Vala, old. After you play 3 elementals, use the cost of your upgraded Bob's Tavern by 2. New, after you played 3 elementals, reduce the cost of covering Bob's Tavern by 3. So a small buff, I think that's good. Shambhala was too weak. I have it as in the bottom tier of my current tier list. This will help it a little bit. I really like that they buff, some of the weaker heroes or some of the weakest heroes. So I don't think it will change too much. I think this hero will still be one of the weaker heroes in the game, but nonetheless, it's still a very nice buff to the hero. It will make it more playable. Same goes for Patchwork. Old start with 50 health instead of 40. Now it's 55 health, so another small buff to Patchwork. It's very good. I have Patchwork currently as the worst hero in the game. 5 health should not be underestimated. The only way to play Patchwork is you can rush levels up, take advantage of his buffed hero pool to get higher talent tiers earlier than other people, And now with having an extra health boost, he might also be similar to Chivala, playable on top of the top heroes like Ragnaros being nerfed. And yeah, it's good. I like when weak heroes get buffed, that they're more playable. Either you rotate them out or you buff them so they can compete with the new heroes they implement. Just it's a good change. What can I say? Oh, Cinder goes a stay frosty. Old at the end of your turn, frozen minions get +1/+1. New at the end of your turn, frozen minions get +2/+1. So huge buff to Cindergrosa. I already liked Cindergrosa. I think it was a playable hero and underrated at the moment. I rarely see people pick up Cindergrosa. I'm doing pretty well with her. I don't pick her over good heroes, but whenever I pick her, it's very fun to play and you can have a very good early game. And especially now with the new one cost units, there's a lot of good one cost units. The new one cost mech is pretty good to freeze from the start, and the elemental is also useful to keep. So overall, pretty nice units. And now with this buff, Cindergrosa will be even better. So Cindergrosa might even move up to the, maybe not quite high tier, but to the higher mid tier level. So I'm very excited to play Cindergrosa after the changes. King Mukla, Banana Rama now has a chance to give King Mukla a big banana that gives a minion +2/+2. It's hard to say how good this is going to be because it says a chance and we don't know the percentage of it. It could be like close to 0% or it could be like, 50% plus. We don't know, so I don't know how good this is going to be. Battlegrounds, minion updates. Whirlwind Tempest. So Whirlwind Tempest is the 6/6 unit that gives your Wind Fury minions Mega Wind Fury, has been removed from the Battlegrounds minion pool. Poco Hopper has been removed from the Battlegrounds minion pool. And Selfless Hero moved from tier 1 to tier 2. I like all these changes. I personally really enjoyed playing Pogo Hoppers. I was a huge fan. But at the same time, I hated playing against Pogo Hoppers. It's very frustrating to face a Gendis that is getting a very early Pogo Hopper because you're forced to put in poisonous, and in Battlegrounds you can't inspect players, so you never really know how early the Gendis got the Pogos and how strong she is, and you can't play the game normally. You're always forced to play poisonous, similar to Ragnaros. It's very frustrating, and this was definitely the strongest tribe hero unit combination in the game, like the Gendis plus the Pogo Hopper. And even though it's fun, in average, it's the Pogos don't feel right to have in the game because, like, for most strategies, you can get very unlucky in the early game by picking when you get like Pogo Hoppers and the unstable ghoul offered in the pool, and if you don't play Pogos, and with most heroes you will not play Pogos, then you can get like screwed by RNG, by having like very bad units in the pool. And Pogo Hopper being bad from the pool is overall pretty good for the consistency. The consistency of the game. And Genjis will not be that oppressive like she was before this patch. Just good changes. Whirlwind Tempest was pretty useless too. You basically used it with mini rag to buff some other units on the board, and then you sold it again, so pretty useless unit. I mean, the idea was kind of cool, I guess, with the Mega Wind Fury, but you really don't need it, so I like that. Also, it will be now more consistent to find better units on 7 tier 4, and Selfless Hero is just, as most of you guys know, just way too strong for a tier 1 unit. It's one of the best units to play in the late game, because right now you play mostly poisonous lineups with Divine Shields, and Selfless Hero gives Divine Shields to 2 units, has synergy with Baron Rivendell. And moving to Tyrant 2 it changes all the percentages, you don't get it so early. Just overall good changes, all of them. Deadly Spore is also now a Tavern tier 5 than a Tavern tier 4, so you have to be higher Tavern tier to pick up the poisonous. Also another very good change. So yeah, so you don't get it too early, the poisonous, so it's much harder to get. And now you get rewarded for being Murlocs. If you go Murlocs specifically to get poisonous, which is nice. And Salty Luthor being now a 4/4 instead of the 3/3. I like this change too, because he was a tier 3 Tavantia free unit starting a little bit stronger, buffing pirates. I think pirates is the weakest tribe right now, so maybe later if you want to see it, I will do a tribe tier list, a current tribe tier list, and in my current list I have pirates as the weakest tribe in the game, and I think most people would agree with that, and buffing some of the pirates is nice. It's a good change too. Bloodsail Cannoneer, old 4 attack 2 health, new 4 attack 3 health. I don't think that's a big difference because most of the time these buff cards like the Cannoneer or the mech, the wolf that buffs all the mechs, usually you cycle them, you buff and you sell them. So the free health, I mean, it's kind of nice. I guess it's more in line with the cost because it's a free cost unit. It's a nice change. Buffing every buff is welcome to the pirates, so it's nice to have, but I don't think this will be too big of a change. Party Elemental, well, that's a huge buff. It was previously a 2/2, now it's going to be a 3/2. Huge buff to this unit. I already like this unit. I was a huge fan of the Party Elemental. I think it was a little bit underrated. And yeah, now it's even better to go for the Elemental Opener. Yeah, the Elemental Opener overall was weaker than a lot of the other openers. You really wanted to start playing Elementals with getting Chef Nomi or Mini Rack, and now with buffing the Elementals also here with the Arcane Assistant, similar to the Cannoneer, just more in line with the Tavantia cost. You know, they were like very weak in terms of stats. Just good changes overall, good buffs. Major Domo Executus, old at the end of your turn, give your leftmost minion +1 for each elemental you play this turn. New at the end of your turn, give your leftmost minion +1/+1. Repeat for each elemental you play this turn. So basically, you have a guarantee +1/+1. I think this is a very good change. Major Domus was too weak. It's also not an elemental, so it didn't fit in the elemental synergy. It was like and if you play Chef Nomi, you know you have already a neutral card that is not an elemental. Then having a Major Domus on top of it on the board usually feels too awkward. So having like the guaranteed upside and guaranteed buff per turn, I think, will make definitely this card a little bit more playable. Lorac is changed from tier 5 to tier 6. I think this is super needed and super good. It was a little bit silly that Elementals had 2 power cards on Tavantia 5. You had the Little Rack and the Chef Nomi. Now Little Rack moved to Tavantia 6, so you know now it's basically Chef Nomi, and Rack is also like a little bit too strong in general. For you could play it in any lineup, and they moved the Genie from Tavantia 6 to tier 5. I think this is perfect. This, like, I looked at this, I'm like, okay, this makes perfect sense. You know, very similar to the Mama Bear and Goldrin. It just makes more sense that the Genie is Tavantia 5, and the way how you play Nomi and this entire elemental curve, and to be like Little Rack to be the final unit in the elemental lineup. And yeah, that's basically the patch. I mean, I am very happy about all of these changes. You know, the only thing I'm maybe missing is, like, I would have changed. The only thing I don't like right now is, I mean, there's a lot of things you can change, but the main thing I don't like is the Unstable Ghoul. Unstable Ghoul is similar to the Pogo. It feels awkward to have it on tab and tier 2 because nobody wants to buy an Unstable Ghoul early. And similar to like changes like the Deadly Spore, I hope to see that being moved up to maybe Tavantia 3 in the future or Tavantia 4, I don't know. But yeah, Unstable Ghoul feels bad to get early in the game. So overall, very good changes. I'm very happy. I'm very looking forward to this patch. Let me guys know what you think about this patch. I'm so positively surprised, but at the same time not. They've constantly been improving Battlegrounds, and yeah, let me hear your thoughts. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and more soon in the future. Stay tuned and catch you on my stream tomorrow or on YouTube. Thanks for subscribing, following, and see you guys next time. Peace.